alive! It's alive! It's alive!
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Michael and I like to do motorcycle related content. Be it with my Harley Davidson, my CBR 1000 I'm rebuilding. I have a little camper trailer and I'm also building a micro teardrop trailer, and that's what I'm working on today. If you've watched previous episodes, you know that I've been waiting for my locks and things, and they've turned up. So this is an RV lock. It has a double lock on it, deadlock on it. You can't be locked inside, and I've ordered two because I've got two doors obviously. So what I've done is made a little frame in my door. Now to get it in there, to make it snug, I've had to pull one of the locks apart. So I've pulled all the backing plates and stuff off. With this, I've had to cut a recess in it and I've backfilled it to add a bit of strength. So it's a 10mm recess I've done. I've just made a frame, welded it up and cut this out. So what I've done is I've taken the back of it off to make it fit, and I've got a little clip here just to hold it in place. This kit, these locks, when they come in, they come with all the hardware, a striker plate and a flush plate. So once it's all connected, that'll screw on there, and then the striker plate onto the van. With this particular lock, I don't know if you can see it there, it's 32mm wide. So this is 12mm. My frame is 20mm, and I'm going to have to make a 12mm. Once I put the skin down, which will probably be a 3mm or 2mm skin inside the door, then I'll get a 10mm board and just make a plate to make it thick enough. Because if I was to put this one in, because if I was to screw that one back in, there's a big gap. I don't know if you can see that. So I've done that to both doors. I've made them both on both doors, and that's all good. So what I've also done this week is connected my springs and wheels. I had the stub axles welded on with Rod. He's the guy that I travelled with through Adelaide, if you've seen the earlier videos. So he's a mechanical engineer. So he's welded my stub axles on and my hangers for my springs. So you might be able to see it actually better from the other side. So I have wheels and it's basically a rolling chassis now. So I've got a few minor bits of welding I need to do. I need to put in the rest of the bars for this lower back kitchen. So I'll weld those in sometime this week. There's the other door lock. I've just got it in situ back in the frame. So what I need to do is decide what I'm going to do with this front section at the front. It's going to be some form of cupboard space, but if it's going to have a shelf in it at the lower part, and then a hanging space or a couple of shelves, I'm not yet decided. Because it's quite a large area. It's 40 centimetres deep and 900 high, so it's actually quite a large space. So I've actually got to sit down and think about what I want to put at the front. I don't want to put too much stuff in there because or too much heavy stuff I should say, because it'll weigh down on the drawbar once everything's in place. But it's getting towards the pointy end of the stick. I'm actually going to be able to, when I can get down to Bairnsdale, is be able to get some 2mm birch or 3mm birch, 2mm I'm thinking it'll have to be, and actually line it, or something along those lines, 2mm pine or whatever I decide to go with, and actually start to line it. And once I line it, and it's got a fixture board here, then I can put in the wiring and the lights and work that sort of stuff out. So it's actually coming along. This front section will have a lower piece of aluminium underneath because it's exposed and I don't need extra air coming up and blowing in. So I've got a piece of aluminium over there. It's actually a laminated piece of aluminium. It was a sign. It was a spare piece from the sign. So I'm going to put that at the front. But soon I can prime it and I should be able to paint a good part of this. Most of it's covered up anyway. But it's actually coming along. I'll show you some photos. I mocked it up behind the Harley, and this is what it looks like kind of behind the Harley. So it's the right height. It has a slight tilt down the front, just 1 or 2 inches, just so it doesn't drag up, so it's actually aerodynamic, because I've got to allow for me sitting on the bike as well. So it's all good. I'm having issues getting my swivel tow bar scenario worked out. The one I've got on my little camper trailer is it's a swivel, and it's got a Winterhoff grip on it, coupler on it. Some people might know them as a Fulton coupler. You see them a lot on American trailers and stuff. That's one way of doing it, but I can't get it sent out from the States, and there's a local supplier, well, Queensland, local for me, that has them, but he wants an outrageous amount of money for it at this stage. And it's a 40mm block piece by 100mm or 110mm of block aluminium, and then a 50 by 50mm piece of block aluminium. It's chamfered on one side to allow the cables to run through, and then it's got a couple of holes in it and a bolt driven all the way through, a high tensile steel bolt with a bearing at either end that supports it to allow it to twist. I priced the aluminium yesterday, and it's about $22 for the aluminium. These 2 little billets of aluminium. So I'm half thinking of making one. The Winterhoff coupler or a Fulton coupler is around $50. And I can get them sent out fairly easy. I've also found a 4-wheel drive 360-degree swivel. This one, which I'm thinking I might be able to use on the bike. The bolt at the front of it replaces your tow ball, and it sits straight on there, and then it pivots both this way off the bush. It has a bush that goes through your drawbar, and then it's got the bolt that makes it a 360-degree swivel. So I'm contemplating that. That's $118 complete and delivered. So that might be an option to go to. It's weldable onto the frame. It's 90mm. So what I might do, because my drawbar is only 50mm, is make a plate, weld the plate onto this, and then bolt that onto the plate, or bolt the plate onto this, weld that onto a plate, and then, but either way. But that's an option as well, because then all I need is a 160mm piece of flat bar, 5mm thick, 100mm wide, and weld that on. So that's an option as well. So I'm toying with different ideas. I'm still waiting to get a finalised price from that. And I've also contacted Steve, where I bought my little trailer from, but I don't know if he's not working at the moment or he's away or what. to see if he can give me a price on a swivel, because I've spent $5,500 already with him. You know, I might be able to buy one of these swivels, because that was the hold up of mine originally. It took like 3 months to get this swivel block to come out. This is what it looks like, is what I'm talking about. So it's, I thought it was toughened rubber, like hard rubber, and I pulled mine out yesterday and realised it's just an aluminium billet. So yeah, that's what I'm doing at the moment. I'm toying with different ideas. It's not a hard thing to do, but it's just what best suits me. And if I was to on-sell the trailer or whatever, already I'm thinking of different ideas how I would do it differently. And I've been actually approached by a couple of people if I'm interested in making them one, and they've only seen it to this stage. So that's quite exciting. They like the concept of the extendable part. It's more for people on trikes. It was trike owners. This is the guy that lives with me. This is his trike. He's having a bearing issue at the front, so it doesn't have wheels. But that's his trike, and he's actually asked me as well, because he's here and he's seeing the process I'm going through. And he's got a little camber trailer with a pop top thing on it. But he likes this idea better, because this is even easier. You pull it out, you lock it in place, and you climb in, you're done. I'm guesstimating 30 seconds you could be inside without actually having it done. I think my big problem with this, that'll be the delay, is those locks I got, they're not keyed the same. So each lock has 4 keys, a lot of keys, and it has different locking because they're not keyed together. And the one is inverted slightly, so where the lock will be at the top on one, it'll be at the bottom on the other, because they don't make a left and right hand version. They do one or the other. They do one style. So there's some minor things with it, but that's very interesting. The left hand side will be my main door, so I'll have the lock at the top, and I'll show you. So for my left hand door, this will be the way it goes in. Lock it, unlock it, flick it over. On the right hand side door, which will be to go for my bathroom or my tent or just a spare door, the lock will be inverted. It's not a whole lot different. It still looks the same. The lock will be in a slightly different position from this to there, but that's the difference. And it's not like it's a big thing. But as I said, it's an RV door. These are $80 each. $89 each, I should say. But it's a great lock. It's black powder coated. You can't get locked in. People lock it from the outside, you can still undo it. Or they jam something in your lock or whatever, you can still undo it. So it's a brilliant design. I haven't come across people playing silly buggers with me. I don't know if it's because they've seen me and they go, well, that's stupid or what. But even in my little caravan thing, I've never had anyone approach the van without me being there or near it or whatever. So there you can see that gap out of there, which is 32 mil. So that's all exciting. I can't fit those until the inside skinned and the outside skin, so that'll be one of those last moment things. But it's all coming along. I'm all excited. My main thing at the moment is just tidying up a few of these welds, backfilling it, just to make some of these outer joins smooth, so when the skin goes over there's no raised sections or whatever. Oh, and I've got to make the rear door as well. I've got to go down to Bairnsdale later this week. I'm on school holidays, which is hard to tell when they start and when they don't at the moment because of the way the education system is in Victoria. But I've got to go down to Bairnsdale, get a couple more pieces of steel to make the rear hatch up, bend it into shape. My hinges arrived, as I said, for the doors. but until I can basically set it up, but I'll have to put some face plates on the inside for the hinges to attach. So I'm going to have three hinges each side, the marine hinges I've got. I'm going to have to build them out depending on how thick the seal is around the door. I'm thinking it'll probably be 5 or 6 mil. I'll have to build it out a little bit because it's a flat hinge. But that should be quite nice. I'm looking at prices of the aluminium on the side. So what I'm going to do is I'm thinking I'm going to have a black powder coated mudguard, silver sides, and then I'm going to have a PE coated centre over it. More so, or black painted aluminium over the centre. More so I don't get reflection from my mirror. I've got a lot of chrome on the bike, and as you ride along, you know, sometimes I get from the headlight cowl and stuff, you get blinded from that. Well, having this huge silver ball go down the road, it's probably going to blind other cars as well. So I'm going to make the roof and the front section black. I'm waiting to get a price on the PE coated aluminium, and if that's too expensive, I'll just paint it and polish it on the side. So it won't be a mirror finish, but it'll be a it'll be pseudo shining. So that should be good. So if you like this sort of content, give us a like and a thumbs up. I've actually had a couple of Patreons or patrons donate some money now, so that's great. It's all going to come in handy. So if you want to help me continue this a little bit quicker, money's always an issue, as we all have it, that would be great. I've got a Patreon and a PayPal link down here in the descriptions. So click on those and I'll take you straight to my pages. But as I said, if you like this sort of content, thumbs up, give us a like, and until next time, bye for now.